Well, another great day on the mountain, and guess what? Today is compost day. Today we're going to do a little bit of anaerobic composting. Now, most people are familiar with the traditional composting where you have a pile of leaves in the corner and you just continually pile up some maybe straw or leaves and some organic matter. In these parts we have bear and other vermin, a mountain lion. A couple of folks have said they saw a bobcat. So we have to bury our compost if we want to do it. Because we do bury compost, we can do a lot of things that ordinarily you would not be able to compost, such as raw meat, things, bones, things of that nature that normally you wouldn't see put in compost. We're going to be digging a hole here, about 20 gallons worth of compost to dispose of today. So it might require 2 holes. We're going to try to do it with just one, depending on how deep we get in the soil. So stay tuned. Ordinarily at this point, most people would think, well, geez, that's probably deep enough. Well, we go a little bit further and we add our 18-inch, I believe, extension. So we're going to add that to the mix here, and then we're going to dig a little bit further down.
See how much further we can get down.
So this hole that we just dug is about this deep. I'm 6 foot tall, 5'11 3/4. This is probably about 4 feet, 3.5. So that's how deep our hole is here. And we also dug around on the bottom of that hole. So there's a lot more dirt you see here than you see opening on the hole. We're done with the compost digging part. I'm gonna go get the compost and we will be back to bury everything and cover it up. Have our pile of dirt here and our deep hole that we're gonna put all our compost in. Now, normally people compost outdoors and they have a nice little pile where they get lots of oxygen. And as I've explained before, we just can't do that because of the bears. We do bury our compost. You're gonna see 3 buckets here, 2 5-gallon buckets and 1 10-gallon bucket. So we got about 20 gallons of compost altogether. That will last us, I'd say, about 2 months or so. That's about 2 months of composting. We just pile it in the buckets and then bury it every 2 months, 2 to 3 months or so. Every once in a while I won't want to bury it, or it'll be bad weather and I'll just go out and buy another bucket instead of digging the hole right then. But today we actually have a little bit of an unusual contents in our buckets, and that is that we have dead chicken in one of them. We found a chicken about 2 days ago. It was a little bit colder than today, and we found her dead in her run. So we believe that something got in there, a raccoon or something killed her and left her there. So she's in one of the buckets now, and that's one of the unusual contents. So I'll get to it and we'll get everything buried. Dead chicken. Right to the bottom. Can't even see her down there. Here's our 10-gallon bucket. And dogs love this. Back up, Gus. Come on, back up. And clogged up on the hole there. One thing I forgot was my rake. Here's our 3rd bucket. that's all she wrote. We'll go get the rake and we'll rake some leaves in the hole. So now we are going to rake as many leaves as we can in here before we put any of the backfill dirt in. So we're going to fill in the leaves, and then I got a stick to compress it all, and that'll be it. All right, so we got our first compression down. Now we'll try to get a second. So right here in this spot is where I filled up the hole with dirt on top of the leaves. Unfortunately, I had a telemarketing call and it only rang a half a ring. So my phone didn't ring, but it did stop the video. Yeah, thanks. I don't want any back braces. And I don't need any Medicare supplements either. Well, dirt compacted. We got all of our 20 gallons worth of compost into the ground. We got it filled up with soil, and underneath the soil leaves, and then soil on top of that. So we really have not had any issue with settling in the ground, since I do compress it pretty good every time. But it's a pretty easy way to get rid of 20 gallons worth of compost. But there you have it. So until next time, don't hurt yourself or anybody else unless they deserve it.